Hello children, how are you? Today we will discuss our judiciary system. How do people in our country get justice? With an interesting case mentioned in your book. By the end of the module, you will be able to understand how one can get justice in our country if someone does something wrong with him and her.
In this case, there were two people, Samba and Ravi. Samba was a peon in a cooperative society, while Ravi was a real estate dealer. He used to buy and sell plots. Samba also decided to purchase a plot from him. He paid installments of Rs 5,000 per month for 5 years without fail. But when the time came for the possession, he came to know that Ravi had cheated him. He had sold the same plot to someone else also. When Samba and his son went to meet Ravi and demand the explanation from him, Ravi refused to listen to him and top of that beat him up badly. Poor Samba suffered a fracture in hand. Samba's son took him to the doctor and got his hand plastered. After getting the doctor's certificate, both of them went to the police station to file a report.
Let us understand how the FIR is filed.
The report that is filed against the accused in the police station is called FIR or First Information Report. FIR should be filed within 24 hours of the crime committed. It should be addressed to the SHO of the police station, details of the complaint, name of the accused, name of the witness and prayer, and in the last, the signature of the complainant. In Samba's case, his son filed the FIR and the sub-inspector of the police station registered it. If the SHO would have refused to file the report, they could have gone directly to the DSP or the magistrate. No one in the police station can refuse to file a FIR. It is our right to get justice.
Children, once a FIR is filed, it is the duty of the police officer concerned to investigate the matter, to find out whether the details are true or the complainant has just exaggerated the facts.
In Samba's case, the SI went to do the investigation. He examined the injuries of Samba, interrogated his son and the witnesses who had seen Ravi beating up Samba. When SI was sure that Samba's charges were correct, he went to Ravi's house to arrest him. He arrested Ravi and took him to the Mandal police station. Though Ravi was arrested, he outrightly refused to accept that he had beaten up Samba.
Children, before we proceed further, let me tell you that there are two types of offences, civil and criminal offences.
Civil and criminal offences. A civil case is when you are suing some for something or someone is suing you. Here, no physical assault is involved. A criminal case is when someone is being tried for a crime. In this case, physical violence, theft or harassment etc. is involved.
The main difference between civil and criminal offences is the punishments for them. Criminal offences can lead to jail time. However, civil offences can have only financial punishments. If Samba had only filed a case against Ravi that he had cheated him, it would have been a civil offence. But since he had filed a case that Ravi had beaten him up, it became a criminal case. Since Ravi's case was a criminal case, police charge sheeted him and kept him in the jail. Children, in many cases, trials can begin weeks or months after an initial arrest, and if not for bail, many people some of whom might be innocent, would have to wait in jail until their trials began. So, government has the provision of bail. Bail is the money someone must give to the court to get out. Bail is the right of the accused.
In Ravi's case, he was also granted bail and was asked to appear before the court whenever needed. For the court proceedings, Ravi had to find a lawyer for himself, while Samba was helped by the government, that is, he was given a public prosecutor or a government lawyer. Public prosecutor is a law officer who fights the case of the complainant on behalf of the government or in public interest. The SI gives a copy of FIR to the public prosecutor so that he can also know the details of the complaint and can prepare the complainant's case. A copy of the FIR is also given to the accused's lawyer so that he can also prepare the accused's defense.
Dear children, everyone in this country has a right to get a fair trial and a fair judgment, isn't it? Everyone is equal before the law.
Ravi and Samba's case was heard in the Judicial Magistrate Court. The judge heard both the parties but did not give a quick verdict against Ravi. The court had to make sure that it was indeed Ravi only who beat up Samba.
During the time of first hearing, complainant, accused and all the witnesses who have seen the crime being done in front of them have to be present in the court. In Ravi and Samba's case also, everyone including the neighbors, SI and of course Ravi and Samba were present in the court.
After a number of other cases, Ravi and Samba were called for hearing. In the first hearing, the judicial magistrate accused Ravi of inflicting injury to Samba, but Samba blatantly denied the charges. So, the magistrate ordered a second hearing of the case after 15 days.
Children, a judge plays a very important role in a case. He is just like an umpire who decides what is fair or foul in a game. In a criminal or a civil case, it is the duty of the judge to hear out the witnesses carefully, examine the evidence, understand the whole matter and give a fair verdict without any bias. Children, we have discussed about the Indian Constitution in our earlier chapters. One of the central features of the Constitution is to separate the powers of the executive, judiciary and legislative branches of the government.
All three branches are tasked with different jobs and must not interfere with each other's work. For example, there should be no political interference from the politicians in the work of the judges and vice versa.
A court trial takes a lot of time. Every evidence has to be examined carefully. Every witness has to be heard patiently.
In Ravi and Samba's case also, Kranti and other witnesses were called in the court. The judge heard them. Because of lack of time, all the witnesses were not heard in one session. All the witnesses were not heard in one session. Another date of hearing was given, and such hearings continued for some time.
Both the parties had to appear again and again in the court. They also had to bear the amount of travelling and their businesses and work also suffered.
After 1 year, Ravi was found guilty and was sentenced to an imprisonment of 4 years.
Ravi, our accused, was not happy with the verdict.
In our country, if a person is not satisfied with the judgment of the lower courts, he may appeal to higher courts for justice. Each state has a high court, which is the highest court of the state. At the topmost level, we have the Supreme Court, that is in Delhi. It is the father of all courts. It is presided over by the Chief Justice of India, and the decisions made by the Supreme Court are binding on all courts of India.
Well children, as our accused Mr. Ravi was not happy with the judgment of the Judicial Magistrate Court, he decided to appeal in the Sessions Court. Ravi's lawyer also said that he must go to the Sessions Court. The case will be solved in 2-3 hearings.
The Session Court looked into the case and ordered a stay on the decision of the Judicial Magistrate. This meant Ravi did not have to go to jail immediately. The Session Court also, however, took 2 years to announce the judgment, but it was again against Mr. Ravi. However, the term of the imprisonment was reduced by 1 year. It is not easy to fool the law of our country.
Now, Mr. Ravi decided to challenge the verdict of the Session Court in the High Court. Well, the High Court does not summon the witness or accused in the court. It just gives the decision on the basis of the case filed alone. In Ravi and Samba's case, the lawyers at the High Court studied the case file carefully and upheld the verdict of the Session Court. Now, Ravi had 2 choices. Either he could appeal to the Supreme Court or go to the jail. So, children, Samba finally got justice after so many years, and Mr. Ravi had to go to the jail. If only he had accepted to go to the jail in the first place, things would have been so easy for Samba. But then, we would not have been able to learn about the Indian judiciary system. What do you say? I hope you enjoyed today's session. Bye.